Hello and welcome to Flutiversity. I'm Jenny Tutton here with another play along video to go with our practice plan in F major and D minor. Today is day 25 and we are working on chord progressions. What chords, you say? Flutes only play one note at a time. Well, to that I say puh. But today we are still going to only play one note at a time. We're just going to arpeggiate the chords, all right? Sometimes we see this in our music, and it's also a really great way to train your ears to hear chords. So we are going to start out by playing through all of the chords that occur naturally in the key of F major. We call those diatonic chords. Again, I don't care if you remember the word, I just think they're fun. So let's start out. We're just playing the F, A, C. Now notice I gave you two different sets of chord symbols below all of the chords so that you know what they are. If you've played guitar before, or if you've seen like piano vocal guitar music, that's probably what you're used to, with the letter name of the chord and then the M-I-N next to it means minor. But oftentimes in Western art music or in like academic music, we'll use Roman numerals. And when we do that, instead of giving the note its letter name, we give it a number for its position in the scale. So like the first note, second note, third note, fourth note, fifth note, and it keeps going on, okay? Now they both have their merits. You would think like, oh, just give me the name of the note. That's so much easier. And it is for that, but having the Roman numerals helps you to see patterns. So like, let's say you're singing or playing a song and you'd like to change the key. If you have the Roman numerals, those stay the same. You just have to change the key. So like the pitch might have a different name, but you at least know what the Roman numerals of the chords are. So they both have their benefits, and I gave them here both for you. But again, don't worry about any about that. Right now we are just gonna play. That was a weird saying. Okay, don't worry anything about that. We are just gonna play through them. And again, these terms and things will just slowly worm their way into your heads and you won't be able to forget them. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna play all through the first line of this practice plan. Ready? Great job. So you'll notice that two of those at least seemed familiar. The one that we started with first is our F major arpeggio that we've already played several times. And the sixth one was our D minor arpeggio that we have already played. Okay, so those are already chords on their own. And then we're just filling in all the other ones that we had missed. For the next two lines, it's the exact same pattern. We've just got a little bit of a different arpeggiation pattern. We go up and down the chord instead of just going up. So let's play lines 2 and lines 3 together. Ready? Okay, so those are all of the diatonic chords that are in the key of F major. But when we hear them in music, we don't usually hear all of them in a row like that. Okay, that'd be kind of weird. I mean, it's fine. You do what you want if you're going to write the music, but it's not super common. So let's look at some common patterns that we'll see in music. So this first line here, notice I've got dotted lines again. This time that's telling you that we're going through a whole chord progression here. Any chord progression that ends on 1 like this, it goes from the 5 chord to the 1 chord, or if you're using the symbols, your C chord to your F chord, that is called an authentic cadence. Again, I'm going to tell you the names because I think they're fun, and I think that eventually they will worm their way into your heads and you will remember them effortlessly, but don't fret too much over them. Guitar joke, anyone? Okay, let's play through the first chord progression. So this first line. Ready? Great job. So for our next one, it's also the next line again. That just worked out beautifully for me. So you're going to keep going through the dotted lines all the way to the end, but this one ends on a 5 chord. When music or a phrase ends on a 5 chord, it sort of sounds like a musical question mark. You'll hear it like the music doesn't really want to end there. It wants to go back home to our F chord authentic cadence that we played last time. When we do that, it's called a half cadence. I don't know, maybe because you're only halfway done. Anyways, so this is your musical question mark. Let's play through this section together. Ready? And notice how that sounds like a question mark, and you really want to hear another F. All right? So let's see. I've got one more chord progression for you on this page. This is what we would call a plagal cadence. It's where you go from a 1 chord to a 4 chord and back to a 1 chord. You often hear it in sacred music, particularly like Christian church music, on the like Amen that you sing like at the end of hymns and stuff. So you might have heard it there before, but that's not the only place you'll hear it. It's kind of a reaffirming of the ending. Like we've probably already heard another kind of cadence, like our authentic cadence of some kind, and then we're just like doubling down with this plagal cadence on the end here. Okay, let's play through this so you know what it sounds like. Ready? All right, excellent job. So seriously, I know I've thrown a lot of music jargon at you today. I really don't think it's important that you sit down and try to remember all these right now. My evil plan is that I'll say them a couple times for you as you go through several different keys, and eventually they'll just stick in your head and you'll remember what they mean. Okay, so please don't worry about it. Be complicit in my experiment. Well, I've got one more chord progression for us to play that's kind of interesting. So this is often called the pocketbell chord progression because it follows the canon in D that everyone knows and either loves or hates, depending on your preference. Anyways, this pattern is found often in music, at least in like a part of it will be found all over the place. And it's found a lot in pop music. If you listen to a bunch of those, like there's a YouTube video called Pocketbell's Rant that's pretty funny. That shows you a bunch of pop songs that have this chord progression in it. You can go check it out. Anyway, so let's play through this. This will be our last chord sequence of the day. 2, ready? Great job. I really hope you guys enjoyed playing through the chord sequences today. I really like them and I think they're excellent for your musical ears and also for your technique. A lot of times when we play flute music or your ensemble music, you'll have these passages of kind of like repeated 16th notes, and usually you can find out that they are chord patterns of some kind. So this will get you nice and ready for that. We are getting close to the end. You guys have done a great job in this practice plan. If you have more time, feel free to go through. You can play these through a little faster. You could also make up your own pattern to play on each chord progression. That would be sort of a kind of sequence that you would play. Or if you have a friend nearby, no matter what instrument they play, if they play the concert pitch that is the name of the chord, so like in this pocketbells progression, they just hold out the F for a measure and then hold out the C for a measure and then hold out the D. That can be kind of fun. If you have like 3 people with you. You can each play a member of the chord and make some harmony. There are all sorts of great things you can do with this. Whatever you do, I will see you back tomorrow for day 26. Bye.